What is up, Bronco Nation? Welcome back. This is episode 10 of the Shirts and Skins podcast. I am Matt Lamb, joined by Mark Moss and Brandon Minard. Welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome.
New background today.
Yeah, we're in a new location. We are at the
United Commercial Insurance Studio, baby. Get it.
Yeah.
United Commercial
Got
Insurance.
some plants.
Put a plug in there for UCI?
Hey, yeah, give us a call, 208-229-8222. Business insurance. Business insurance, not personal, not your home, not your auto. Get it out. Don't want it.
Proud
Okay.
sponsor of the show.
Really?
Well, the equipment
provided by
Okay,
the
yeah,
equipment
okay.
provided by,
Yeah.
and the studio
Yeah.
accommodations provided by
Okay.
United Commercial.
United Commercial
Give us a
Insurance.
call. Business insurance, all across state, all across the country.
44 states still?
45.
45. Whoa.
Yeah,
What's the new
what's
one?
the newest
Well,
one?
we added New York.
Why?
It sucks. It took 2 years. It was a joke. Give us a call.
All right.
Anyway, boys, we are back.
Nothing to talk about today.
Nothing really. Kind
Nope.
of same old
Ho-hum.
business as usual.
Yeah. Quick recap.
Just killing everybody. Yeah, we are back after a historic loss, 31-30, on a Hail Mary to a team we had never
I knew
lost
they were going
to.
to catch that.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
everyone
knew
knew
that
they were
when
gonna
they
catch
got
it.
the ball back, everybody knew they were going to catch that.
Oh, yeah. 14 things went wrong in the last 6 minutes. If one of them doesn't quite go the exact way it went, we win that
What
game.
I thought was funny, it's like they're going to get the onside. And they did, both of them. They legitimately
They never
got
should've called
both
that
of them.
penalty.
Exactly. And they got it. And then it's like, we're not going to get a first down because some.
Oh, you knew. No. Penalties. I mean, can we just, are we going comments?
I
Are we
just
jumping
think
right
it's
in?
so funny. I just
We
think
had our
it's so
force.
funny.
Dude, flashbacks to Drew Wright.
Oh,
Drew
the
Wright?
fumble at TCU.
Yes.
Oh, don't. Why do you got to go there? That hurt.
Okay. Similarities. Third or fourth string
Running back.
running back.
T-Crow's a good running back.
T-Crow's are great,
though.
but I totally thought of that. Like when they kept showing
Which he didn't
Genty
fumble,
on the
I
bench.
mean.
No, he didn't. No, I understand. It's not. It's the last thing to start with. Sorry, but it just reminded me
Yeah,
of that.
no, what was that all about?
Well, because so our
didn't
running
have
back that
Genty
had
in.
200 plus yards is on the bench. We're giving it to our third or
Because
fourth
he's been
stringer.
carrying the freaking
Oh, I
team
get
all
it.
night.
But we weren't looking to get a first down there.
No, I
'Cause
get
they
it.
just ran.
I get
they
it.
just wanted to be
Yeah,
like,
I know, but it was just interesting. It just reminded me
we
of that.
almost had a first down if we didn't get a holding.
I
call.
wish I could show you the text that I was sending because I was like, I called all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Did I not
As-
text right as we didn't take that 2-point conversion on our last score? I texted
No.
somebody. It was
Question.
my brother.
That's a good question.
Because I called it right away. You got to go for 2.
I don't know.
You have to go for 2 there. I mean, period. I mean, of course, no one thought they were going to come back. But just you have to go for 2.
I didn't even think of that.
I didn't
didn't?
think of it.
I
didn't
did.
think of it.
Before they did, I'm like, wait, why are they running off? Like, Genty's going off to the sideline. Like, what are you doing?
It made sense as it was brought up.
Yeah. But no, I thought
I'm also not paid.
1.8 million?
I'm not
Someone
paid.
should know on that. Anyways, okay. Do we have comments? We got a lot to talk about.
Let's any friend of the show updates. Let's get that.
Oh,
out
dude,
of
we
the
had a
way.
new female friend of the show.
We did.
Really?
Yeah,
And
dude.
I'm gonna get to that.
You know what? I think I'm going to pass because whatever was
Okay.
said, it was like totally before this and irrelevant to the conversation today.
But
yes,
female
friend
friend
of
of
the
the
show
family.
still
Yeah,
there.
Female
I'm gonna go through these.
Keeping it in the
comments.
family again.
Whose family?
This
Matt.
is my mom.
Yeah.
Katie.
Katie.
Yeah.
Katie's like,
Shout out to Katie.
yeah, it was hilarious.
My mom listens.
Okay.
Nope. Nope.
She
Can't
probably
prove
hasn't
it.
figured out how to comment.
She-
yeah,
you need to
We'll
help
talk
her
to
comment.
All right.
Anyway, she said best Boise State football podcast ever.
She's right.
She's unbiased. And I think she listens to a
she's
ton of Boise State podcasts.
I'm sure she's knee deep in Boise State.
How many
podcast.
podcasts are there?
There's a few. There's a couple
What?
other guys
What
doing
podcast?
Bronco Blameyer's out there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
okay.
never. Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay.
Should probably give him a listen. He has a lot of followers, so it's probably good. But I think
Okay.
it's just himself, kind of like.
I think we're more
I think he's
exciting.
going in depth, like he's a writer
Yeah,
or
no,
something.
he
she's
goes.
right.
We're not
So she's
pretending
right.
to be something we're not. Not to say he
No.
is. I don't know, but
And we, for those listeners that may have joined later on, we're friends from a long time ago. We
Yep.
all went to
What
Boise
did your
State.
mom say? What did your mom say?
Okay. Other than
Because
we're
she-
the best podcast ever.
Yeah, what did she
you
say?
boys look like you were well fed as
And,
teenagers.
and she's right.
what?
She
Sure.
knows because she fed a lot of us.
Yeah.
Well, Costco.
She
Fed-
said, "What's
fed a
your
lot of us."
secret?" P.S. Genty for president.
She's also
she's
right.
on.
Make
A lot of
BSU
right
great
things.
again.
A lot of
Wow.
right things said.
Is this pre or post Colorado
This is
State?
pre-
No, this is
Okay.
this is days
Okay.
ago.
This is days ago.
Good for her.
Your other friend of the show, or other brother, great show again. Let's hope we can build on that big comeback win from last week.
We did not build.
Craig, that didn't happen.
We did not build.
My wife does listen to and loves the show.
Who's that? Oh, that was Craig.
That's Katie. Yeah.
Oh, he don't. Yeah.
Loves sports, played tons of sports, and
Wait,
knows
Craig's-
sports.
Craig's wife
Craig's
is Katie.
wife, yeah.
Oh, we got multiple Katies.
She
on that.
definitely knows more than Kuntz.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not hard.
absolutely.
That's not even hard. He didn't
No
even
doubt
watch the
about it.
game last night.
Oh yeah. No,
He doesn't even know they lost, I bet. He
Nice
doesn't.
win, huh, boys?
He doesn't. We should call
I'm
him.
surprised he
Dude.
didn't show up here to like.
There were a lot of people that went to bed last night
A
not
lot.
knowing we lost.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the show, we're going to call Kuntz, see if he knows
do it.
the outcome.
Okay. Last
On
comment.
live.
This was made during the game by Jake Jensen. He said Andy Avalos has to be a Shirts and Skins pod listener. His animation is through the roof tonight.
he had a
He was
little, a little
getting
more
pumped.
animated,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. Yeah.
When it started going down, he was pretty stoic.
What?
Those are
Admittedly,
Thanks,
and
guys.
understandably.
Jensen, very active on Twitter during the game.
Yeah. Another plug. If you're watching us on YouTube, please consider subscribing. Give us a like. Drop us a comment. We appreciate it. We will take comments from people that aren't family.
Yeah, if we get them.
If we get them.
I don't know.
I swear. The UCF fans.
Well, Jake Jensen.
Jake Jensen is not
the
family.
Yeah.
UCF fans, I think they're gone.
Sad.
Yeah, they haven't had
need
a
them.
great year after beating us either. So
Yeah. All right.
So let's get into it,
Let's
boys.
get in the
Yeah.
game.
Thoughts?
I'm ready if
Pains.
no one
Go
else
ahead,
wants to
go
go
ahead,
first.
please.
Give us your recap, Brandon.
Here's the deal.
So, well, first off, it's Sunday right now at 4 o'clock.
'Kay.
So it's been less than 24 hours. Still fresh, but not ultra fresh.
Nobody's been fired as of right
Yeah,
now.
as of right now.
And I'm still wearing a Boise State shirt.
Did you
So
sleep
still
in that?
supporting.
Did you sleep in that?
No.
Okay.
Still
Here's my
supporting.
thing. Hot take.
Yeah.
I don't mind the 2-quarterback system still.
Dude,
I don't mind
Minor,
it.
stop
I don't
that.
mind it.
I am not-
I don't even mind it. So
Out.
look, I
Out.
deserve.
Let's
This
hear
is
why.
my
That is
right
such
to
a
say it. This is my
Okay,
right.
go ahead. I want to
Yeah.
hear it. I want to hear it.
Here's the deal. We scored enough points to win. Okay? We all know that.
But we didn't win.
We scored enough points
Genty,
to win.
to stop
we,
it.
What is your problem?
Okay, go ahead. Let
We
me finish.
did.
Sorry.
You could
we
say
Go ahead,
did.
finish.
You
Go
could
ahead,
say
finish.
7
We did.
points is enough to win.
Okay, but we scored enough. We were up by 20 with 6 minutes left. I don't think it was the offense. Moss was whining his ass off last night. I'm sorry about 2-quarterback system, dude. He was
Dude,
all over
I'm
Twitter.
not a fan either.
He was
All
posting
over.
on people.
I'm not all over.
Yeah.
He was
But
posting on Twitter on people that were like, "Oh, Biden for president." Moss like, "This 2-quarterback system sucks," and we're like, "Okay."
Biden.
Anyway, I don't mind it, and here's why. Here's why. These games are happening. These games are gonna happen.
Get used to
There's
it.
also times I don't think they're fully committed to either one. There's times where they're going to score 42 points because Talen's going to come in
No,
and do a good.
it's over.
This is my
It's
time.
okay.
This is my time. I'm going to mute you. I'm going to mute you. I can do that.
Go
here.
ahead.
You're
Finish
also
up,
our
and then I
sound
wanna talk.
engineer.
This is
I am the sound
this is one
engineer.
topic, and
So
then I wanna
stop
talk.
it.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. All right. I also.
Why
Let's
is
hear
your
some-
nope. He's out.
Okay, why are
He's
you
out.
okay
Moss
with
is
it?
out.
Why-
I'm trying to
talk
tell
me.
you
Talk to
guys.
me.
I'm not telling him. You're out. You're in timeout.
This
You're
is
in a
our
sound cone.
This is our first muting.
Exactly.
Things are getting crazy.
Look at
around
like
here.
we're less than 8 minutes in, and I've already muted him.
Talk to me.
I need a deep breath. I need a deep breath.
Okay, tell us and our listeners why the 2-quarterback
I will.
system is a
No,
good idea.
you can. No, I won't. You can't talk. You've lost it.
The jury has to disregard
Exactly.
those last comments.
Exactly. Look at this guy. He can't even hold himself back. Here's the deal. I'm okay with it because neither quarterback is ready to take over.
How do you know that?
No, I know that because
Has Madsen been given a good enough shot?
and if I was, I think they've both shown that they're not ready to be in full time. And so I like the dynamic that Talen adds. I don't love how they're bringing him in and out. I didn't love last game because they would bring Madsen in on 3rd down every time.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah.
And it worked at the beginning,
but-
right? They handed it off to Genty up the middle.
Yeah,
Dude goes
yeah.
for a mile.
So I don't mind it. That being said, it would.
He's still going, Mark. Yeah. If you're not watching on
I'm
YouTube,
gonna
Mark
unmute
is
you. I'm gonna
furious.
I'll behave.
I'm
I'll
unmuting
behave.
you.
Okay.
This is your first
Go
warning.
ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So that being said, I don't mind it. Now, if you wanted to say enough, that's okay as well. And I would favor Madsen at this point because Talen he's just Talon. He's like Talon.
Dude, he
sophomore year.
He almost saved the game with that run.
Oh, dude, it was beautiful, and that's why we wanted him so bad to be successful. Because if he could have the arm, dude, he could be a great. We've all talked about it. We all know it. Okay, but it's not happening right now. I'm okay with Madsen because we need to throw it, and he can throw it, and he could also run. It was a meltdown of epic proportions, and I kept thinking, and this is the.
Can we talk about the? Can we talk about the two quarterback system before you keep going? You're about to go. Okay, I disagree. Okay, obviously.
Well, then tell me who you want.
Okay, I think that they needed to just. I understood the San Jose State. I understand, and I agree with you. Neither quarterback is playing well enough to lead a championship team. I agree with that, but they needed to make a decision. One way or the other, and just roll with it. And I will tell you why.
Yesterday.
And I will tell yes. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Neither. It's not benefiting either one. Both players played poorly. The way they're switching them in and out is bizarre, and everyone agrees with that. I don't think anyone's like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But the biggest problem is that Talon, if you want to go with Madsen because you feel like he's a better, whatever option, fine, then go with him. But Talon's playing, and then every time it has to be a throw, they take him out. So his confidence is completely shot and gone. So if that's the case, he shouldn't even be playing. I tend to think I wish they would go with Talon, and he was the guy, and Madsen would that. And we can talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But I just think that, and then as soon as they both threw picks, Madsen's was worse than but they were both bad. Doesn't matter. They were both bad. After that, and I think Cutter, someone said it on the broadcast, they both looked incredibly scared to throw the ball after that. And why? Because as soon as they make a mistake, the next guy's potentially coming in. So they weren't looking at all, and that killed us.
The check down was
it was
blitzing
horrible. Hard.
And so I just think because those reasons that it did not work. And the first half, Colorado State was playing so bad. I mean, they had 5 3-and-outs in a row to start the game.
27 yards.
Now we had 3 turnovers. That was bad. But if we had one quarterback play the entire first half, I'm convinced that lead would have been significantly more than 17-0.
We've seen Talon do
Then
his
fine,
thing.
go with Madsen.
Okay,
that's fine. But you needed to pick one.
Okay, that's fine.
I thought that lost us the game, obviously. But that decision right there,
because you're saying we could have scored 40.
I think that we should have been up 31-0 at halftime. And I think both of those,
with 3 turnovers.
With 3 turnovers. I don't think that all 3 turnovers happened, though, is what I'm saying. If you had a starting quarterback that took 80% of the reps in practice all week and that wasn't scared or whatever, and you're like, Talon, this is your team, or we're going with Mad Dog, this is your team. I don't think that they both play the way they did. I think that I think that obviously Colorado State was the number 4 passing team in the country. They were going to wake up at some point. We know our DBs are struggling. Okay? I don't want to bash on anybody.
I know.
Yeah. But they were going to wake
Showing
up.
a little restraint.
So actually, I just felt like that decision, it was a really bad start to the game, and I think that was such a blunder. There's a reason teams don't do what we have
okay
done with
with
these quarterbacks.
If I was going to change it, I would change it to keeping him in for the entire series. And not every other play.
At a minimum.
Okay, so I'm going to continue. I thought the defense, switching to a dime defense, I thought was great.
Yeah, it worked great.
And for some reason, we could stop him on the run, and we could bring
3
pressure.
Sometimes we'd rush 4.
So I'm like, man, we got to keep this.
Yeah.
Okay. Heard from somebody off the record. Player.
We're not going to name them.
Not going to name them.
Yeah, that's fine. Are they legit?
Yeah. Well,
in pajamas in a basement.
Now, yeah. If they have whatever. Okay. Talk to them at lunch. Matt and I did.
Oh yeah. Yes, I was
today.
There.
No.
Thursday.
Before the game.
No, before the game. Before the game.
Okay.
And we were like, "Hey, what do you think it is? Coaching the defensive backs."
Former player, you said that.
I didn't say. Said somebody
who has played football.
That would have an intimate knowledge of.
Okay. What did he say?
Anyway, he said they're just not good. The players aren't.
The talent,
which is interesting.
Okay. Not a surprise.
But I thought, hey,
but
I thought the dime defense worked, and I thought they could build from that.
Sure.
So I was okay with how the defense played, and obviously the back. I still think our coordinators are good. Yeah, I still think our coordinators are good. I am of the opinion that I think Avalos, we know what we're going to get from him, and this is what we're going to get from him. And so we can talk about how after, but obviously the game was incredibly frustrating. I kept going back to the time we beat Colorado State, recovering an onside kick and going down and scoring. And I was like, this is almost like a get-back revenge.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sure. I'm curious to hear.
That's what I thought.
If you had a secret, if you were, what's the guy on Wreck-It Ralph? The guy with the golden... Fix it Felix.
Okay.
He can fix whatever, right? One thing you can fix from last night to say, if we do this one thing or if we can change this one thing, we win that game.
McAllister gets the onside kick.
Well, Mark is the quarterback system.
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean, one play would be that one play.
Why did it fall apart? Right?
What do you mean?
You're up 30.
No, I would fix
10.
I would fix the quarterback situation. I'm convinced if we went into that game with either one of them as the quarterback, we win that game. I'm convinced of that. Period.
Because you got Genty.
Did we throw any? Did we make any substantial play with the throw?
We put Talon in the game. What?
Did we make any substantial play throwing?
But that's part of the problem is that both quarterbacks were so scared to screw up because of the situation.
So to Mark's point, if one was in the whole time and never made a long pass, we would have scored the exact same amount of points.
But they would have made a long pass. Is what I'm saying.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying we didn't need to make any long passes to score 30 points.
True.
And so if Talon was in the whole time, to Mark's point, we could have just kept running it and had better, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's the one thing. I mean, obviously the defensive meltdown was epic proportions.
Was it surprising at all that 44-yard pass play where Simpson is...
We had a linebacker on the best Mountain West player of the year.
Oh, yeah. That was annoying.
That
was annoying.
I'm not going to pretend like I know the scheme or anything.
And I'm not going to say it's one person's fault.
No. They're running some sort of, but like to allow that to happen in that situation is just unbelievable. He's their best player. He's the best. He might be Mountain West Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, right? Well, Genty will probably be that. Depends how we finish. But that's. I don't know if there was a breakdown or that was the plan. That can't be the plan. There's no way that was the plan, that we have a linebacker who plays D-end half the time running classic. There's no way.
And so there was great. He had an interception.
Yeah, he played great. No offense to him. Yeah. It's just not. It shouldn't be his job to defend the best player.
What was your analysis of the game?
Well, the two quarterback system, I think it started. Okay. I don't want to say ends there, but it started there. I just think that the team. To have a meltdown like that, it's so many things that have to go wrong. But ultimately, we are extremely undisciplined team. We had 0 penalties in the first half. We had 9 in the second half.
Can I talk to when you're done with that? Can I talk about that?
So I mean, the momentum swung, but there was so many opportunities for someone to step up and make a play. Yeah. And it just we've talked about killer instinct where there was no killer instinct again on this defense whatsoever. And I love McAllister. I mean, that's a bummer, one play there, but like to not be able to step up and make a stop was just so incredibly disappointing.
So fourth down in the goal line on that.
Pass
it was that pass interference on fourth down.
Yeah.
It was like
and then we had in the second half we had multiple red zone. I don't know what the numbers were. We got into the red zone multiple times, kicked a couple field goals. I mean, we could have had easily well into the 40s of points and should have, even with the two quarterback system. And the holds, we're trying to run the clock out. We had a delay a game. Mm-hmm. We had to delay a game.
Yeah.
I mean, so there was just so undisciplined to finish that game. And it was just like, and like you said, as soon as they got the ball on that last drive, you knew. And they had a Hail Mary, and it's like the chances of that happening are so small, but like there was just this weird
chances
feeling.
for an onside kick. But everybody knew.
You knew they were going to catch that ball. Yeah. Everyone knew it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the kid even did the right thing. He tried to knock it down, and then the other guy wasn't in the right place, and credit to them. The kid made a great play, but I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Can I say why I think they're so undisciplined at this point? And I have a follow up too.
I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway.
No one's gonna mute you.
Our players, our best player isn't our leader. We don't really have a clear leader of the players.
Who is the leader? Who is the leader of the team?
Well, I thought it was probably Schramm at one point.
Okay.
I'm just saying the emotional leader.
Yeah,
And,
totally.
and I think that you have to have the best players on your team be a leader on there, and nobody was
Every
really
good
ready.
team I've ever played on, the best player is the team captain. And last year, I remember the big old controversy about Hank Bachmeier not being the
captain.
not being the captain, not being on this, not doing this. And that was like such a major red flag to me. The 4-year starting. And then this year, who is it on offense? Ashton Genty's incredible. He doesn't seem like, and that's okay.
He's just starting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have been
he's a
Holani,
sophomore.
right? Holani probably at one point, yeah.
Where's Holani?
Anyway,
Yeah.
I think
good point. No leadership.
And I think I'm really interested to talk about this. If we continue to lose, this team's going nuclear.
We talked about this earlier today.
Yes.
I've
earlier in
been
the
seeing
season.
people on Twitter say this is rock bottom. I heard Jay
I don't
Tuss say
think it
that.
is,
There's
yeah.
I've
still
heard people
room.
say that. This could be the start
Of rock
bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, and this, you don't want to forecast like the worst case scenario, but this has the potential to be, to what you just said,
Yep.
be so bad.
Well, let's set that up because I have an interesting. Do you want to go over your
Well, I was
recap?
gonna say,
Yeah.
you can't say this is rock bottom because we're still one game away from a 500 season. You play 3 or 4 more games, and we lose those, and ooh,
Which we will at this pace, right?
yeah, I mean, you play Air Force. You play
We win out.
Wyoming.
We're in the Mountain West Championship game.
Will you knock it off with that? Will you stop with that?
Will we hear that tomorrow?
Will you stop with that?
We're not going to hear anything tomorrow because
Oh, it's a
they're
bye
not doing
week.
interviews.
Bye week.
Thank goodness. Good for
Wow,
them.
that's incredible timing. Yeah. I don't want to hear that.
So
again.
what else you got, Matt?
Yeah. What? I mean,
It was funny because I'm looking at the score. I think it was 30-17, and Colorado State's coming down, and I'm thinking like if you just turn this game on with how much time was left, you're like, why are the announcers like getting so excited or leading us on that there's going to be a comeback? Because it was like if you've been watching this game the whole time, we're in control, and you just had this feeling. We talked about it. You knew things were starting to give and things were going to start going their way, and they did. And I think it was just inevitable. And let's see, I did watch the extra point because I had to, but it's like at that point though, like if you go back 2 scores, I think you could kind of sense like this is going south and we're going to lose this. We're going to lose this. And everything as it played out, it was like, yeah, you kind of knew it was going to happen.
my wife walked in when it was 30-30, and they got that, and she's like, "Oh, are they gonna win?" She just got back from like a thing, and I was like, "No, they had this penalty and it moved them back 15." She's like, "Oh, they're cheaters." And I was like, "No, that's not." Side note, I actually really enjoyed Dirk Cutter covering Boise State
job.
because I loved how he would like give his opinion on the offense. And he's like, they should start chipping right there. And he would have done that, and he would have relieved some pressure on the quarterback. And he's a good coach. He's a great offensive coach. I love that.
He did a great job though, and it helped that he knew half the one team.
I love that he covered
I just
our
thought he
team.
did a good job though.
I love that he covered our team.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's so much behind there. Okay, I do want to.
He did give Tubner another first name, though. We've heard Andrew
did
Tubner.
again?
Oh.
We got Austin Tubner.
I don't think it's because he's like,
Man,
I don't know who the heck
dude,
that guy
and
is.
I don't
He's
want to
like,
start
whatever.
something, but what did Tube say?
Because he didn't, like, physically, he didn't
And
do
I don't
anything.
want to.
He's at the bottom of the pile.
That's why it's going nuclear, dude. He's a fifth year senior.
I don't think so. But I think he's close. But
Okay, then he
there's
lost his
Listen
focus.
to this. There's a lot of trash talking that goes on in junior college basketball that I played, let alone Division I football. A lot of trash talking. For him to stand up
he
and
said
hold
it
on,
to the
for him to
refs.
stand up and say something and 2 refs at the same time
Yeah, it was
throw a
bullshit.
flag. It had to be something worse than what you would normally think.
I don't know.
Because
I
he
don't know,
was
'cause
at the
it was-
bottom of the pile.
Because it was.
But they didn't throw it till he stood up and started walking away, and they threw it at the same time.
But I think also the timing being at the end of that just horrific drive, they were like, nah, we don't want to let that.
Oh
slide.
yeah, they started calling it tighter, but he said something that
Stupid. So said something
has to be beyond
so
stupid.
dumb.
And I'm not
Not
gonna,
that helped us or hurt us.
Yeah, I don't want to go down the road.
Okay,
There's
I wanna-
only a few things that you can say that would do that.
I want to set this up.
Go.
I want to set this up.
Go ahead.
Should we talk about the coaching situation, or should we talk about post-coaching situation first?
Well, you got to talk about the coaching.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about
first.
coaching. What do you guys think? There's 2 issues here, right? There's the issue of right now, and then there's the issue of the future, where right now it costs no additional money to keep Andy Avalos on, right? But it costs money if you're losing. And then right now, if you let Andy Avalos go, it costs what?
I think it's around $5 million.
Okay.
$5 million to get, because you have to get rid of his assistants, and
However, if
due
they
400.
stay on, then you anyway. That's a smaller portion of it.
So if you want to talk about right now, and then we can talk about what we think they're going to do. But what's the worst? I like to think of things that best case scenario, worst case scenario, right? And I just don't. I don't know. I think you can look at it from multiple different ways. I'm not sure what's the best case scenario of getting rid of him right now. I just don't see it, because from what we can tell, the team loves him, and if you get rid of him, then it's gone. The season's done anyways. But I just don't see what do you? You're not going to go hire someone right now. There's no one.
No, somebody takes over.
So, yeah. I mean, and who do you think should be taken over?
What if Danielson's the okay? All right. Well, that's another question.
Is the season done though?
Oh my God.
Technically, no, but they have a bye week.
Why
it's over. I mean, there's no way.
It's over.
If we win out, you just said
if we won out, we'd be in the Mountain West Championship. That's true. But there's just no sign that this team is capable of this, and that this coaching staff is able to lead them to that. There's just, I mean, we're on 2.5 years now.
I say that not because I think that's going to happen.
I know.
But we hear that every week from Avalos, that our goals are still in front of us.
and they are.
If he's making that argument to Jeremiah Dickey, it's a true statement,
Yep.
right? They're still in front of us. We could win out. I don't know how many people in this room or in
There's
the locker room.
4 people in this room, including the stand-up
Bex
cardboard
Gentry.
Bex Gentry over there.
I'd be interested to know what now. Okay, I listened to the post game with BJ and early this morning, and Sanford, and BJ came pretty strong about how he feels Taylor Green is got screwed with this whole situation, and I think we can talk back and forth on who, whatever. But I'm interested at this point in time. It's okay, this 2 quarterback system, whatever. If you're winning, everything's fine. As soon as you lose, are people taking sides? Have we lost Taylor completely? Obviously, his confidence gone. Is he already looking at the next place? If he is, what about his roommate? What about his best friends? Is there now a divide in the locker room? And if there is, that's...
Let me present this to you. If you're Dickey, may not happen, but if you are, what if you could do this? You let Andy go, or you put him aside. You say, hey, this is bad. Like, I'm going to...
It is bad.
Suspend you, whatever.
What do you mean suspend you?
I don't know.
You either
You're fired. You're fired.
Because you can't demote somebody.
Okay, you're fired.
No.
You're fired.
Okay.
You're fired. And then you go to Dirk Cutter. I know it. You go to Dirk Cutter and you say interim coach to the end of the year.
He's not doing it.
Why not? He's
He did it
bored.
last year.
He's bored.
He did say he was
and
bored.
if he's not going to recruit, he's bored.
That's what he did last year. But he
Okay,
said,
but
he
I'm
said
just
it
saying
right there,
best case
but I don't
scenario.
want to be a coach because I'm not.
no,
it's a young man.
just to the end of the year.
Yeah, that would be the best case scenario.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Sure.
Okay. All right.
He ain't doing it. So let's put that one to bed. It's just too long.
I have
not
more hope of
happening.
that
only
than a
have
Mountain
so
West
much-
championship.
Well, yeah, but
Okay, all right. Who do you think should be the next coach? That's an honest question.
so hold on. Do we all think, before we get there, do we all think that Avalos? I hate to say it. We all don't want, but is this an untenable situation? Is there anything that could happen that we don't think Andy Avalos should not be the coach week 1 next year? What could happen the rest of this year?
The only reason I think it's a bad idea to fire Coach Avalos is the monetary fallout of that. That's the only reason holding me back from saying you should let him go immediately.
Like immediately right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
Well,
They've already sold
experiencing...
there's no this year. The rest of this year is minimal. Any sort of
but
a
if,
couple
but,
ticket
but
sales.
let's
to the
say
rest of
if
this
you're
year.
Dickey and you say I mean, if Avalos knows he's a lame duck coach, then things start falling apart pretty quick, right? So if you say, hey, Danielson, you're the interim head coach, you let Andy go, you tell everybody in the program you're looking to make a change. And so everybody prepares themselves for that versus waiting and him answering the questions every single game, every single week for the next, 6 weeks?
So are you on record saying we should do that this week, you think?
I'm saying the only, if I was Dickey and I knew, let's say I think Bush or Danielson could do just as good of a job holding things together. Hamden or Danielson could. I think they could. I'm saying if you know that financially you can deal with that, I think you should. That's what I'm saying.
I think we've seen enough of Avalos. I not saying that he should go, but
Are you in your pajamas?
What I'm saying is we've gotten enough. Our sample size is big enough at this point, because you look back to last year, and when we lost at UTEP and everything was falling apart, we got Dirk Cutter. We're not getting that this year. And I think what Dirk Cutter brought was experience. He brought leadership, and I think he got that from at least the offensive players.
I agree with that.
And I think that's, if I were to say what's wrong, if I were to say what's wrong, I don't see a ton of leadership out there. I don't see it from the coaching staff. I think, is Andy Avalos a leader? Yes, I think so. Is he a head coach leader? That's what
not yet.
He is yet to prove.
It's
not being displayed or duplicated on the field by players, because I think you take that leadership, it starts from the top, from your coach, and the players reciprocate that, or they take that and they say, I'm going to be like that. And we're not seeing it.
Anyway, yeah. Well, so what do you think? Let him go or keep him?
I'd say end of season.
End of season?
Ride it out.
Yeah.
I just don't like
I'd say end of season 2, but obviously you can't tell him that. I think you tell him, I mean.
But then he has to deal with
I'm going to go back to my question. Well, no one's, this Boise media,
coaches.
you think they're going to ask him? Or do you think?
Also
now that Jordan K is gone, it's all easy.
There's no way they're going to ask him questions. Forget about it.
All right.
So I want to go back to this question, though. Is there anything, I'm not sure they fire him. I'm just not sure that
financially.
They do it.
Why do you say that?
So we've talked about financially, and I think, it's a $5 million hit, but I would argue that what the program is now, and if this is what the normal is, then you're losing way more than $5 million by keeping him. But like you said the other week, it's very hard to write a check immediately as opposed to looking at long-term gains that you don't get. Why do I say they may not? Because there are people. It all depends on the donors and the boosters, 100%. We just saw a tweet about an hour ago posted by a prominent donor that we talked about last week on the podcast, and he's firmly doubled down not only on haters of people that are disagreeing with the direction of the program, which is interesting, but doubled down on his support of Avalos. So, and if that's his guy, I respect his opinion, whatever. I don't maybe not agree with that, but that's fine. If that is symbolic of the vast majority of the big time donors, then Dickey doesn't have anyone to go to say, I need X number of dollars. And the school can't, I don't think up front can just do it. So if we go 4-8, no matter what the donors say, he's gone. And at that point, I think the donors would be like, it's time to make a change. If we somehow manage 6-6 and the donors don't turn on him, then he's back next year.
Losses like these
that's what I
make
think.
People turn on you hard.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. We read it before we went on. What Tommy had to say, and it just depends on how many people feel that way that are in power.
Okay. Yeah, it just depends.
So,
my thing is, if he knew he could deal with it financially, you let him go immediately, and you have the players make the change. Okay.
So fallout from that. Right?
Let's talk about the fallout from that.
Okay.
I do want to talk about who you guys think because in my scenario, best case scenario, I have a pie in the sky coach that could come in, knight in shining armor, and fix the whole thing. I have it,
and keep the two quarterback system.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. Because I actually want to debate this with Mark.
Okay.
Mark is firm in his belief that if that Taylon's pretty much going to go. As if it continues the way it is.
Oh, yeah. If
Okay.
it continues.
Talk about the fallout if Taylon leaves.
Okay. So ultimately, first of all, we all were super excited about Taylon last year. He did an admirable job. His numbers were good. And there was this expectation that Bush comes in, this quarterback whisperer, and he's going to take it to the next level. Not only has he not done that, but he's regressed. And I hate saying that, but it's true. Everyone knows it. That's why Mad Dog's even playing, right? So at this point, he's had 3 years of college coaching. He's regressed. And I hate to say that, but is it the worst thing in the world that if he leaves, maybe not. I don't know. Especially because the coaching and him aren't working together. Can he go somewhere? Can a different coach work better with him? We saw it. Dirk Cutter, yes.
So you're saying it might be better for Taylon too?
Might be better for Taylon to leave.
Okay.
But if Talon leaves, yeah, there is this whole thing. He's got buddies. So like, I think that the potential for this roster to have massive turnover is huge.
You're right.
Genty probably gone no matter. But Genty, McAllister, all those. Here's the thing. Here's my problem with the direction of the program, and this is why what Tommy Alquist has to say, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Guys from Texas or California, wherever, that have Power 5 offers for the last 20 years or for the last 15 years have come to Boise State, even with bigger offers. And why have they come here? Because they have a chance to win championships, win big, and we've shown that we can get them to the league. If all of a sudden we're not winning, I mean, Genty said it himself yesterday, you come to Boise State to win championships. Yep. If all of a sudden we're not winning, then why would you, as a kid from Texas, go all the way to Idaho to play in the snow, to play somewhere that you don't
I want to debate you on
culturally is
that.
different? Hold on. Why would you do that? Why are we any better than Utah State, Colorado State, Fresno State,
San Diego
Reno,
State?
San Diego State?
Well, we're worse than San Diego because of the weather. He's saying the weather and the
I'm saying
location.
everything.
Okay.
The people were coming here to win championships.
You're going too far. You're going too far from what I'm trying to debate.
Okay.
For what I'm trying to debate.
I'm just saying that this has a house of cards. It's Nebraska football. Nebraska
I don't-
was huge because Nebraska won
And I don't-
70s and 80s.
I don't agree
And
with
then-
you on that.
And then all of a sudden Nebraska started losing, and then all these kids were like, why would I go to freaking Nebraska? I can go to Ohio State, I can go to Florida, I can go to wherever and win there and be on TV there. I don't need to go to Nebraska anymore. Why would a kid go to Boise, Idaho? People move to Boise for a lot of reasons. College kids, it's a different reason.
I disagree with you on a couple of things. We won't, for us to be compared to Nebraska or Big Five, we need more money. Okay.
Well,
I'm disagreeing with you because Boise State, even if we're not winning, we're going to be in the top echelon of the Mountain West for a number of reasons.
We though? But we're not.
Okay, but for a number of reasons, we have brand equity that we've built up that doesn't just go away from one year to the next. And players go to a team to win, but also if they like the coach. So if you go to a recruit and they like the coach and you're going to play, we're going to get you there. It's not like they're going to say, oh, I don't like you anymore because you lost. You had a 3-8 year last year or whatever. I still think you have a really good chance to recruit about anybody in your league if you have the right coach and if your program's going in the right direction. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. The program's not going in the right direction.
Okay. I know that.
So
but it's not like, yeah, we agree on that. My thing is, if let's say Talon leaves. And the whole thing is, if he leaves, Genty's going to leave and McAllister's going to leave. And maybe Breezy or whoever else is going to fall him away.
Okay.
My thing is, I don't know that they will follow him. Because oftentimes, and Genty's a real but oftentimes it's like, who's going to want Talon? A Power 5 team?
I think we all respect. I don't know about Power 5.
Okay, so Genty and McAllister want to move up.
Sure.
And Talon's not going to move
I'm not saying
up.
they're going to move together. I'm not saying
Okay,
that.
well, my thing is, I don't think they would move together because
I'm just saying what's holding them here. If their best buddies aren't here, if we're losing, why are they here?
they're
Why would
getting
other kids
guaranteed
come?
playing time, guaranteed starter roles, whereas you don't know what you're getting if you go to a different team.
True. No, that's
You
true.
don't.
I'm not saying they for sure leave. I'm
And-
just saying this has the potential.
And I'm gonna
be really bad.
I'm gonna present my
Go
guy
ahead. Go ahead. Who's your guy?
Here we
who's
go.
gonna save the whole thing.
Thank goodness.
Oh boy, knight in shining armor, riding in.
He's gonna save money on coordinators, and he's gonna recruit better instantly.
Okay, who you got?
Do you want to guess it? Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is gonna come in. Don't give me that sigh. Kellen Moore is gonna come in. I'm saying this is best case scenario.
Recruit better.
No.
Why?
Because of the name. Because of the name.
in Boise, Idaho.
No, Kellen
There's
Moore.
one kid in Boise,
He's a
Idaho
celebrity.
that we won every year.
He's a celebrity.
No, he's
a
not. How is Kellen Moore a celebrity anywhere
talking
outside of
about?
Boise,
Dude,
Idaho?
offensive-
He is.
Ask people.
Okay,
in
let me
Dallas.
tell you.
People in Dallas hate him.
Well, they know him.
Let me tell you, Mark.
He's a celebrity.
He comes to your house. He's like, "Hey, I was
50-3?
one of the most successful quarterbacks in college football history. I coached at the highest level. I am now willing to put all of my coaching behind you, young man.
Yeah.
Do you think this is
I've
realistic?
got more than.
Is
Yeah,
this
I
a
do.
pot-
I actually
you
do.
do?
Would I
You
take
think he
Kellen
would
Moore
come?
better than what we have now? Absolutely.
It's
But
better
I'm
than
not-
we could. He's the best we could get. There is no debate on that. He is the 100 because everybody else is an up and coming coach. Let's just agree on that. There is no great coach that's going to come to us.
Sure, I agree. 100%.
Okay, so Kellen Moore's the best known quantity. Everybody else
but it's not
is
a slam. It's
no.
just
It's not a slam dunk. But I'm just saying he could recruit and he
I
could
don't know
keep
if he could
Hamden and
recruit.
Danielson.
We don't know that he could recruit.
What are your feelings,
are-
Mark? If you see a tweet right now, Kellen Moore, new head coach of Boise State.
I'd be excited.
Excited.
I would be
But
excited.
why
yes.
wouldn't you? Yeah, you
But
bring excitement.
Yeah.
And I
would be
think he's a
excited,
good
but
coach. I think he's a good
Yeah,
coach.
and he okay. I'm warming to the idea. Well, first of all, it's not going to happen. He already. The only
He's got money.
reason why that would happen, though, is if he feels like his window to be a head coach in the NFL is shut.
What if
And
he doesn't like it in the NFL?
He does, because it seemed he had the opportunity before Avalos. From all accounts, he had the job offer.
I know, but what if you're Dickey and
So
you
what's
go to
changed in the
Kellen?
last
What if you
2
go to
years?
Dickey and you go to Kellen? You're like, look, you could take this. I'll give you the reins to Boise State. You could do whatever you want. You could do whatever you wanted. You have money. You know what I mean? It's not like,
Wouldn't he want more though?
okay, yeah, but you can get more
They all want
if you
more.
win.
How much does Kellen make right now?
I have no idea, but you
No
got to think
idea.
$1 million a year, roughly.
He would make more as a head coach.
He would
At
make
Boise
more as a
State,
head
you
coach
think
at
so?
Boise State. Doesn't he make 1.5 or 1.8?
I have no idea.
Okay, but you could get him. You could say, look, we're going to get you to 2. And you know,
So we gotta
you
pay
know
off-
the boosters. You know I'm saying he would keep Danielson and Bush.
Boosters would open their wallets a little
Dude,
more.
yeah.
check out Bush. Bush is the backup to Kellen again. Sorry, dude. Sorry.
Okay.
But I can see him keeping him.
Okay,
And I can
yeah.
see him
So-
coming around and be like,
Yeah.
we need.
Okay. So better than the current situation, yes. But I guess I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeful it'll actually happen.
That is a shooting star.
Yeah. So alternate theory, alternate idea, and this comes from our. Do you guys know Adam Doss? He's a listener. Adam Doss,
Okay,
good guy.
well, yeah.
He texted me this a couple weeks ago, and it just didn't seem like it fit. And now it fits. He was talking, and he went on and off, and so I'll just kind of paraphrase a little bit. But he said we need to go young coordinator, up and comer, and he had a really off the wall idea. This, obviously, it would
Let
need
me
some
guess.
tweaking.
Matt Miller?
Go ahead. No, not a person. He didn't have any name.
Oh.
But what he said is we should incentivize someone to come here, say if they stay at least 3 years, win a championship, and get hired by a Power 5, we bonus them. We actually give them a bonus
If they get an offer to a Power 5 school.
Now,
What does that
obviously,
mean?
you wouldn't
Wait,
do
what
that.
does that mean?
Like they would come. So like we'd incentivize a really high
leave.
level quality. Really high level assistant to come here, be successful, and leave.
Stepping stone.
Stepping stone,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just go all in on the stepping stone. He was like, it's obviously
That wouldn't be anything new to Boise State.
Well, I know, but
It's
but,
embracing the
actually
risk.
Actually put it in writing and say.
That could backfire pretty hard,
Well,
right?
I mean, yeah, but wouldn't we? Okay, what would we want? Do we want a coach that's here that no Power 5 ever talks to? Or do we want someone that comes in and every year their name is rumored to leave?
What if you could, if you're
Because we did that for like 15 years with Hawk,
Okay, but
Harson, and Pete,
It's not
and it was
happening
pretty
now.
darn good.
No, but what if you went to a
I
coordinator?
thought it was interesting.
That is interesting.
You know,
What if you went to a coordinator in a Power 5 that's up and coming and you say, hey, try out this opportunity. And they're like, yeah, I want to do this for 4 years, build
Yeah,
my name.
that's
and
basically
go
what
take
he was saying.
You could do that without bonusing them.
I wouldn't
they could do
bonus
it.
them. I wouldn't bonus them, but I would make it so that incentivizes them to do certain things and then basically have a low. I don't know.
Certainly don't be.
You don't need to do any of that. Just accept that
They're going to leave.
they're going to leave.
Sure.
And
But if you turn the program around, it's easier to sell that. Like if you build a business and then resell that, somebody's like, wow, it's an established thing.
Yeah.
Things are good. You got good players. I'm going to take over.
Yeah.
It's harder to take over a struggling business.
I'm of the opinion, Kelmore would be great, but I'm of the opinion that if Avalos leaves, we have to go. I think I said this before. We got to try blow it up in the sense that we got to go outside the family.
Yeah, you know what's sad about that is I don't think Bush was bad. In fact, I think he's really
No,
good.
I think he's doing a good job too.
This game plan was not good.
I didn't think it was that bad.
It was.
We
I mean, you look at the first half. We're rolling, and into the.
Yeah, I don't think it was that bad. I don't.
It
I'm
wasn't
not,
horrible, and I'm not saying fire the guy over it.
think-
I just
Certainly.
didn't think I thought he's been fine this year. He has not been the
I think
problem.
he's been good.
I'm
Better than
interested to
fine.
know whose decision is it to go with, and I'm going to die on this hill. The 2 quarterback thing was such a disaster. I really think it was a disaster.
Because you think-
but whose decision was
didn't
that?
think
lose
Hamden
the
is
game.
Was that
handcuffed,
Andy? It did lose the game.
right?
Who-
You think Hamden's handcuffed and saying,
I kind of feel like Hamden is handcuffed by Avalos, but I have no idea who decided this is.
Man, I just
mean,
don't
even in
They
the
did
interview
say in the
with
presser,
Hamden, he was
'cause-
like, "I wish I had one. It's really tough. I've never
Yeah.
done it, but this is
And-
what we're
and
going to do."
I
It just
remember
came across like he's being told, "This is the way to do it." I mean, but the way that
I think
what
the
a
way
mess.
they're
press
doing it.
conference though, when they asked Hamden about it, like who decided this, and he's like, well, I guess all of us did.
He didn't answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but maybe that's right.
Could be.
Maybe that's right. Because if Avalos, okay, I'm projecting this out there, obviously, zero proof of any of it. If Avalos was a very strong personality, he would have made a decision one way or the other.
Or
He
he
would've.
just didn't want to lose Taylor yet.
Okay, but
and I think
you or the
Hamden wants
quarterback.
to go to Mad Dog. Just from the way I think that Hamden wants to go to Mad Dog, and Avalos is saying let's give Taylor a little bit more time.
Well, it's Taylor or him at this point.
Well, I think
Brandon, if you're the coach of this team, do you have one quarterback or two?
You guys already know my opinion on that.
Yeah.
I think
He
it's
liked the
okay.
two. He
I
liked
think
the
it's
two.
okay if Taylor's here. He's a great runner. He's a great athlete. And I think there's times you should put him in for an entire series and run it. Like run the series, run past whatever. But I am not loving the, hey, first and second down Taylor, third down Madsen.
I just think it should.
I think that's odd. Anyway, whatever.
I think it's a
Question.
I think it's a display or a lack of decisiveness. is
Yeah.
what I
Yeah,
think.
that's what I'm saying.
Which
And
is
with Avalos,
We need a leader to make those calls.
That's
to
the head coach.
Throw this hammer down. We're not playing
And
those
then
The whole
quarterbacks
team
anymore.
plays with
Just
that
stop.
though. On that second onside kick that they got, and then they got the penalty. Did you see how I thought that was indicative of the team. We didn't go up
Tentative.
we were so tentative, incredibly, and I just feel like that was the team. That's like
Yeah.
a definitive of the team.
There you go.
I do have a theory about Taylor Green and why he backslid this year.
Why he did what this year?
Why he backslid this year?
Slid back.
Is this based on anything?
No, but I think it makes sense.
Okay.
No, I have no information on this. Here's my thing. Taylor Green had a great year last year with Dirk Cutter. Everyone knows that Dirk got him rolled out, gave him one or two reads, and then run. It was a very basic thing, and it worked for his skill
awesome.
set, right? My opinion is that between Taylor, his family, his handlers, Taylor Green is a 6'6" athletic freak. What's his goal? What do you think his goal is? It's to play in the NFL, right? It has to be. My guess is that they had conversations with Bush.
Who's they?
Him and his family, his handlers, whoever, and they wanted Bush or the coaches to help develop Taylor Green into an NFL quarterback. And I think it's clear what they were asking him to do last year was not the skill set that they look for in the NFL. So my guess is over the offseason, everyone's like, oh, Bush isn't using them to his strengths. My guess is that, not to say he was handcuffed by his family, but I think that they as a group decide we want to develop Taylor Green into an NFL type of quarterback. And in order to do that, you have to be able to read defenses. You have to be able to stay in the pocket. You have to be able to do this, that, and the other. And he's just not there.
I think
Because,
Yep.
does that sound crazy? I think that
No, it's
he
not
wants to be
crazy
an
at all.
NFL player, and he had to develop from last year to do that. And he is, I'm not going to say he's not capable, but he just didn't make the jump.
I think it's too much to say they all got together and decided that when his natural progression is to make the next step to be a pocket passer. So
Sure.
I think that would have happened on its
Yeah,
own.
probably. But I don't think it was like, oh, they're asking Taylor to do things that he doesn't want to do. I think that he was very on board with developing
Yeah,
into an NFL player.
Sure.
And so these people that are like, oh, Bush is trying to make him in a pocket pad, this, that, and the other. And we've had those conversations too. I actually think that's what he wants to do. He wants to get drafted. He wants to make a lot of money. And it's just not working out for him. He's not that player. He wasn't asked to do that in high school. And it's just hasn't clicked yet.
Yeah. I think either way, if you put together as a coaching staff your progression of your best players, that's the next step for
Yeah.
Taylor.
And
they
it
would
just
have done
didn't work,
that.
right?
And it did not work.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly didn't work.
Hasn't worked.
Yeah.
So, if Kellen Moore, Brandon says Kellen Moore.
I don't know why you sigh like that.
Oh, sorry. I was reading my notes.
I was like, Kellen Moore's awesome.
No,
Kellen
I think
No,
Awesome.
it would be great. I just don't think that he's as popular outside of our county as we're saying. But
He is
but
the
it would
most
be better.
popular coach we could get.
Yeah.
See, I like the idea. If we couldn't get a Kellen Moore, which I don't think we can do, I would be super excited if he did come. I think so many people would. They would welcome him
The local
with open
community would.
arms and love it. I look at a guy, and I mentioned this before, Dan Lanning, coach of Oregon, and he's taken some heat for his calls Again, they played Washington. He went for it on fourth down a few times. Maybe should have kicked field goals.
Sure.
But I think he's rolling the dice.
Okay.
He was at Georgia, right? He was at a Power 5 school.
Yep.
I think that would be more the route I would want to go.
So if
like we said before, bring somebody from a Power 5
go
school.
to Georgia, go to Michigan.
I don't know if those guys are going to.
Why not?
They could.
Yeah, why not?
They may be interested in Boise
Look at Mike
State.
Bobo, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
He was a mess.
No, he was
yeah.
bad. But an up-and-coming guy in Michigan or
Bring
Ohio State.
somebody that's going to develop leaders is my thing.
But it's a crapshoot. You
Well,
don't know what you're
crapshoot.
getting. You have
don't.
no idea what you're
And
getting.
it's just and
That's what Avalos was.
By all means, by all accounts, Avalos was somewhat of
guy.
a home run hire.
Yeah.
We were all happy about it. I mean, we didn't
Yeah.
get Kellen, but we got Avalos, and he was a great coordinator. It's just like it's in every industry. I'm a physical therapist in my industry, right? Like there's great physical therapists that the patients love, that they're really good with their hands and with their everything. But that doesn't mean that they're meant to be an owner of a big practice or you know what I mean? Like he was a great defensive coordinator.
Okay, who would you
Doesn't
rather have?
mean he's a great head coach.
Mark is great with his hands, by the way.
Who would you rather have? Choate or Harsin?
You know
Choate.
what?
Choate.
Hard, but so okay. So it's Choate.
Look at him.
So it's Choate.
idea.
So it's Choate. It's the same thing as Avalos. Well, no, Choate has coached. He has been
He's
a
been a
head
head
coach.
coach.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, I actually wouldn't be.
I just think with Harsin,
There's too
his
many-
track record is proven. He won more than Avalos here.
He has so
but
many
we've already
detractors
seen
here.
that movie.
He has so many people. There would be half the fan base would be like so
Yeah.
pissed.
At Choate?
That would be
No,
at Harsin.
Harsin.
Oh, dude, I don't want Harsin.
Although-
I don't want Harsin
Although
at all.
Harsin would be a massive upgrade from Avalos.
Well,
We have
right,
to
but I
agree
think
with
he's
that.
part of the reason we're here.
I don't know if there's any
Nah.
proof to that. There's no proof to that. There's
Yeah,
none.
there is. Yeah, there is.
There's
Yeah, there is.
none. There's no proof
What is
that
with? All right, here I'm gonna
he
call.
won. He won.
Is
he
Mark going
won
to get
his,
muted again?
His
No,
last
that
full.
didn't.
His last full season, he won a Mountain West championship. Then he had COVID. He got to the Mountain West championship.
I
game
think.
COVID,
I
lost
think.
it.
I think he got so toxic. None of the players liked him.
Yeah, I
I don't
mean, that's
think
an
we
issue.
recruited. I don't think we recruited leaders. I just don't think we got the people that were able to take over 4 years later.
You know,
I'm gonna
and
call. I'm gonna call somebody.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I
Harsin?
want to point out that Brandon is wearing a Ratatouille shirt.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I am.
Remy.
You ready?
Great movie.
Hold on.
So we're
I'm
for
calling
those
Nick.
that don't know, we're calling in Nick Kuntz, friend
Nick
of
Kuntz
ours.
does not know if BSU
Doesn't
won or
know.
not. Wait. We need to add.
What up, dog?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good.
Good. I'm glad. Hey,
Went
bro.
to bed last night before the end of the game, so
So wait, timeout. Do you know who won?
yeah. I looked at the score this morning. I just went to bed before it was over, so I had to see what happened, and it was pretty bad.
Yeah. When did you turn it off?
Am I live?
Well, nothing's live.
Nick
You're
Kuntz,
being
welcome to the
recorded.
Shirts and Skins podcast.
Is this live?
You're on,
yeah,
buddy.
So
You're
I
on.
watched very little. I didn't see any of the fourth quarter. I heard about it, but I haven't seen the entire.
Ugh.
What do you think of the coaching situation, Nick Kuntz? Go.
It doesn't sound very promising. I mean, so. Here's what I'll say: coaching definitely helps win those types of games, right? Where it comes down to, some of those last minute plays. I don't know. I heard there was a last minute Hail Mary, and those kind of plays you can't really plan for, but why they're in those situations to begin with.
All right. Well, thank you for your input.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for your input.
When was the last time they lost to Colorado State?
Never.
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 We were 12-0. We were 12-0 before this.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So I was just I wasn't gonna watch the highlights. I was just gonna wait for you guys to tell me what happened.
That's what you're going. All
There
right.
we
Thanks
go.
for. Thank you. See ya.
That's
That's
the Kuntz
hilarious,
we know.
dude.
At least he knew.
Dude, the fact that I want to bring up something.
that's
Hold
good.
on.
That's pretty good insight, though.
Yeah, that's better insight than
Yeah,
I expected.
yeah.
Mark Moss, our buddy.
Me?
Mark Moss sent
These
over.
are these are private messages.
Our buddy.
Our buddy Mark Moss sent over a post from the
Oh man.
the
Yeah.
Denver Post saying this.
Read it.
Holy Holiker.
Holker. That's the guy's
No,
name.
but
who
Holy
caught it.
Holker, right.
Yeah, the name. Yeah.
CSU Rams, Jay Norvell got what they deserved. So did dirty Boise State, which sent Kennedy McDowell to the hospital. Rams 31, Punk U 30. Congrats, Andy Avalos. You can take home a Scarlet L to stick in the middle of that beastly blue turf.
That's on the Denver Post.
On the Denver Post.
Can you imagine like a
Is this
reporter here
their
taking
beater?
it so
Their beat writer?
Someone.
Jordan K wouldn't even write that.
No one here would take something so personal to write a
But
headline
if
like
you've
that.
lost
that
for
is,
12 years, even then,
they had
you
a
shouldn't
lot
write
of
that.
built. They had a lot of built up.
You can
but
take home a Scarlet
animosity.
L to stick in the middle of that beastly blue turf. What's
Here's
his
the thing,
problem,
dude. Like,
dude?
yeah, what is it, dude? And yeah, a guy goes to the hospital, but
And
I mean,
we hope the best for that
and he
guy.
got penalized for it. The kid, he popped him from the side. It was a late hit. He deserved a penalty, but to call that dirty, I thought was way.
Dude,
I
when they have
What?
when they have probably the dirtiest play of the college football season this year.
against Colorado,
Against
they had
Colorado.
17 penalties. They had so many. They sent a
And
guy to the hospital.
They sent a guy to the hospital
he
who
talking
like
about?
derailed Colorado's season.
Yeah.
Dude, like that was so over the top. I mean, good for them that Colorado State that they have homer writers that would do something like that. We don't have any, and I'm not
Dude, can
bashing
I-
on our media. We don't have any homer guy that would write anything like that.
Can I take
ever.
a moment to discuss
Yeah,
Boise media?
yeah. I like those guys. We like all those
Bronco
guys.
Nation News is now monopolized Boise State sports because they were the only media outlet that sent anybody to the basketball Mountain West Conference, whatever media days.
Yeah.
And really, they're the only ones that travel to the games. I know
Yeah.
the Statesman sent like a sub.
Yeah, because the guy
And
was
that
on
Ron-
his 13 weeks of
I
paternity
know.
leave.
And so like
What?
middle of the season paternity.
Come on, bro.
Dude, and I think it's
Go back to your
legitimate.
union, bro.
I
Come
think
on.
it's legitimate that Bronco Nation News now has all the power when it comes to Boise State
of it.
media because he can go to like the Boise Athletics
Yeah.
and be like, I'm the guy that's driving
yeah.
all of your
Not-
media attention.
It's not great to have a monopoly, but we like BJ. He's doing a
He's
great
great.
job. It's too bad that no other outlet is putting.
Look how
investing
far they've
into it.
fallen.
It's
the
a-
Statesman.
Yeah.
Well, there is nothing enticing about getting a subscription to the Statesman for me.
Absolutely
Zero.
not.
I go on.
Yeah, you're
I go on-
100%
I
correct.
go on Google News and articles will show up, and if I see it's the Statesman, I'm like, this is stupid. It's behind a paywall. I'm not gonna go for it anyway.
But can I say can we make a business pitch to BJ Raines?
Yeah, BJ, you listening?
BJ.
Jordan listens. I don't know if BJ listens.
BJ. Business pitch to BJ.
He better.
Hire somebody local on an independent contractor basis to cover high school football and basketball. Because
So
the Statesman,
it's being covered by
Who?
a local Idaho Sports Talk, I believe, or Idaho, not.
we don't know.
Not
No.
the Idaho Press or
No,
not
no,
the Idaho
no.
Statesman.
I-
Something else.
I
I
follow
think
them
he
on
could do a
Instagram.
good job. I think he could do a good
Oh, yeah.
job of it. I think that plays into more media
But
coverage.
if he,
Boise Sports Talk. So I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
They
know.
cover all the high school.
I don't
They
know
do
what kind of
highlights.
money is in that. I mean, BJ's business model. I don't have no idea how much money he's making, but he's got a lot of these.
I think
Don't-
like
like
Treasure
people-
Valley, cover Treasure Valley like top schools.
yeah.
Do you
the
get
top
spread
two
too
divisions.
thin though, and turn into an Idaho State?
No.
It
I
just has
don't
to have
think
its
you
own
do.
separate division,
Its
is what
own
you're
separate
saying.
division of football and basketball.
Doesn't
and you
pull from him.
so that you don't have to support their salary year round. Like the Statesmen, they're not. Every
Yeah.
time they lose a sports guy, it gets like worse and worse and worse. And so it's like, dude, get somebody good for a
Yeah.
few years. I think there's a lot. I
There's
think the
an
people that are turned off by Boise State football would pay attention to high
and a
school
lot more
football
Yeah,
and
that's
basketball.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
Pitch to him on it.
if he were to do shows like his pregame and postgame shows for high school,
Exactly.
you get. I mean, there's an untapped market there for sure.
There probably
Ah,
is.
man, I think
There's
they're
only
a vacuum.
Yeah.
There's a
We can
vacuum.
talk about that later.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying, there's a
interesting.
vacuum there.
He's doing a good job.
He's doing a great job, and I think it's a fascinating development of what's happening on media side
Yeah.
of where that's going.
Yeah.
Guys, I have a thought. This
Yeah.
is something that maybe it's harsh. I don't know, but I feel like we're just with the Colorado State loss, right? We hadn't lost to them ever.
Yeah. Ever.
What other streaks like that have we given up?
We gave up the one earlier this year that we had won
Oh.
over 100 games in a row on the blue,
First
leading
game.
going into the fourth quarter.
Oh, what about the first
Like over
the
100
season
games in a
opener on
row.
the blue? What about the season opener?
Yeah,
on
that
the
too. That was like 20-something years. The number of, I mean, we lost to Utah.
We lost to UTEP.
I mean, the number of streaks that have been broken, and
It's just hard to see these trophies fall off the wall and break and shatter. And it's like, oh, what was that over there? What trophy is that? And you're like, oh, that's our current win streak against Colorado State. We've never lost to them.
Here's the crazy thing.
Oh, really?
My son stayed up last night. He's 9. Stayed up through the whole game. And he was in tears going to bed last night.
Oh.
Okay? And I was like, I was talking to him last night. He didn't want to talk about it. This morning I was talking about the good and the bad, and sports can be fun. You know, we're kind of trying to make a lesson about it. And he said something to me. It's like, but when are the good? Like, I was like, yeah, but the Fiesta Bowls and whatever. He's never been around for any of it.
Yeah.
We had a couple Mountain West championships, but like he was so young last time. I didn't take him to. He's never seen a championship. Never been old enough to remember it. All he knows is like disappointment from Boise State football. Isn't that crazy? I mean, he's 9. Think about it. And it's like all we knew for 15 years was success.
Well.
We had Nevada. We had a couple downs.
No.
What?
When I was a kid.
Oh, that's true.
I was
We
Big
had
Sky
Idaho.
days.
Yeah, it's true. But for a long time, we
Yes.
were spoiled. All
We were
these
spoiled.
things. But my kids have never seen any
Yeah,
of it.
but their
Isn't it crazy?
main
It's just
their
interesting,
main
right?
years are still ahead of him. His main years are still ahead of him.
True. I'm
Boise
just
State
saying.
Panther. Can I ask you a question? Low points in Boise State football history.
Yeah.
Was last night worse than UTEP?
The singular event of UTEP, I feel like was worse at the time.
I think we've been conditioned, and this one didn't hurt as bad.
I agree with that. But what this means right now in the state of the program,
Like
we're
the
1
fallout?
year more into Avalos' era. There was still hope. And then there was this like, okay, we're going to throw, what's his name under the bus? The OC. And he deserved it, sort of.
Yeah,
But
he deserved it.
He
deserved
deserved to lose his job. But now it's like, where are we now? Like, he obviously wasn't the main problem. It's worse for the state of the program. The initial shock of losing to UTEP by 14 or whatever it was a worse. But just the way, this is worse on a bigger scale.
I
if
think
that
if
makes
you
sense.
switch the games and we lose to Colorado State last year and we lose to UTEP this year, Colorado State is worse. Just because we've been exposed to it, we've seen it, and
the way
it's
that we
not
did
new
that,
anymore.
though, but the way that 6 minutes left, dude, that the night before Stanford came back from 29-0 at halftime. This was way worse than that. We were up 20 with 6 minutes to go. They had a whole half to come back. This was an epic 99.9% win probability.
Oh, dude.
Is what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I saw
no
that. I saw that.
100%. That doesn't happen
Until the game's over.
Possible.
It's
It's
how about this?
unbelievable.
How about this? You guys are gonna laugh your off on when I say this. Okay, let's say
got a
you
kick.
let's say you fire Avalos.
Okay.
What?
Keep the coordinator. She got an interim head coach that comes in.
Okay.
And we start winning.
Starts with first name starts with a C, last name starts with a Peterson. Come on, dude. He's out of the program.
It's Kellen.
Come
it's
on.
Pete. Okay.
Look,
What is
I'm
wrong
just
with you?
saying
No.
it's a stopgap
He has a
until the end of the
Andy,
season.
look what you've done to us.
It's at the end of the season.
He has
You
a
got
cushy-
6 games.
cushy media
Get
job.
over yourself.
He's a
He
broad-
doesn't
like-
have to recruit.
Okay.
Let's get back to reality.
Do I need
we
to
have
mute
no
myself?
segment,
I thought you were
right?
gonna
We have
say
no.
maybe like
Do I
Mike-
need to mute myself?
Mike Sanford.
No, he's not anybody that's going to
I
help
like
us.
Mike, but he failed. I mean, I hate to say that, but
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
he's not.
But that's
the
more
answer.
realistic than
That's
Chris
definitely more
Peterson.
realistic.
Get off yourself. Look, if you're a good salesman, you go to Pete and say, just give me 5 games, bro. Just give me 5 games.
But
Hop
what's
back
what's
in the
that
saddle.
gonna do?
Dust off the whistle.
You said it yourself. The
You keep some of the
DBs are-
players. You keep some of the players that you want.
Stop it. Okay. How do we get out of this? Dude,
What's Dan Hawkins doing? Call him up, dude.
Hey, dude, we need a strong leader.
what about Jason?
We need a
Eck?
strong
What
leader.
about Jason Eck, coach at
Who's
Idaho?
that?
Coach at Idaho. They did
We-
lose yesterday.
In the beginning, sorry, let's get back to that. But
Okay.
we talked about Idaho. We would probably lose.
I
to Idaho.
told you.
I
I
kept
told
saying-
you.
I kept
lose.
saying no.
I
But
told
at this
you,
point,
dude.
at this stage, if we played a game this coming week with the shambles we're in.
They
sure.
just lost to.
Montana, close
Montana.
game, but yeah.
It would be close. Okay,
The
Jason. Eck,
problem
I
is
don't know.
we've won. Okay, we were the preseason Mountain West favorite again.
And
We
the
have
group
better
of 5
talent.
favorite to go.
We have better talent. We do from the whole compared to the whole rest of the conference. The fact that we're in the situation we are right now it is 90% on coaching. It's inexcusable. Nobody saw this coming. Their peers voted them first place. Like There's not much else to say about it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. We're
And
basketball.
and
We're
still
a basketball
playing the
school, baby.
We still
Yeah.
have to play the 3 best teams in the league this year.
What
Air
is
Force,
the
Wyoming,
what is-
and
Fresno. We could,
Hold on. That's actually a good question.
but we could still
Stop
make the
it.
championship
You make
if we
fun of
won
me
out.
for Pete.
our
and
goals are still in front of us.
That is
They
so dumb.
are. Oh man, we got to get out of here. What else do we have?
If we win out, though, still get rid of Avalos?
no.
You win the
That's what-
championship.
That's what he would. No, that's what he has to do is win the championship. Yeah.
So,
Can
so
we-
you're telling
can
me
we-
there's a chance?
Yeah, sure.
Can we go
But that's
over
the- yeah, that's
can
the
we
only
do
way
a
he
re?
should save
Can
his
we
job.
do a
Recap?
not a recap, but can we
Reenactment?
Re-prediction?
prediction from here on out the rest of the schedule? Can I
Yeah.
tell it to you?
I know what it is.
So in 2
We
weeks,
are-
we have Wyoming. at
2
home.
weeks on the
Then
28th at home.
I call the loss.
Then at
Florida, Fresno State,
at
saying.
Fresno,
New Mexico at Albertson Stadium.
that's a win.
We've lost to them.
Utah, nothing's a win.
Nothing's a win.
Nothing's
I agree.
a win.
Nothing's guaranteed.
Utah State,
On the road, that could be an L.
Air Force
That's
at
absolutely
Albertson
an L.
Stadium. So you're saying from here on out, you're saying we lose to Wyoming, we lose to Fresno.
No, I'm not going to say that. It
We're-
depends
we're
on what
2
this
and
week
3.
does. It depends on how this week goes. If the
Does Helani
I
come
will
back?
I will go back to say we still
Lot
have a
of
more
questions.
talented team.
Lot of
We have a
questions.
more talented roster than anyone else we're playing the rest of this year, and that's the truth.
5 games. What's our record by the end of those 5 games?
Out of those 5 games,
Yeah.
2 and 3.
with
That puts us at
with
5 and
wins
7.
over
5
New
and
Mexico,
7.
New Mexico.
So
and
not
then
going
we
bowling.
take one of the other ones.
So we're not
No.
going bowling.
We wouldn't at that point.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to go 6-6. I'm going to go 6-6.
for the bowl streak.
3
Who do
and
we
2.
beat? Who do we beat?
So we're going to beat New Mexico, and then we will.
Utah State.
Then we're going to have to knock off 2 of the other 4.
We could beat Utah State.
Utah State and then Wyoming
The probability of us going 1 and 4
is very high.
is high.
I'm just being a home. I'm just saying 3 and 2 because that's what. But do I even want that? Because if we go less
What
than
do you-
6 and 6, I will never root for us to lose. I know there's some people saying, "Oh, I hope it burns down, then we have to fire Avalos." But I will never root for that. I will never root for us to lose.
But you'll be okay with it.
I mean,
If
we're
it
conditioned
happens,
to
it
it. If it
happens.
happens, it happens. If we go less than 6 and 6, if we don't fire Avalos, if we're 5 and 7 or worse, I will be extremely disappointed. Extremely disappointed.
Like you are right now.
Yeah, and 6 and 6 even he should be gone for sure. For sure. The only way I feel good about him coming back next year is if we were to run the table and win the Mountain West Championship.
So he has to win 5 straight games.
6.
6 straight games.
That's the only way I would
Okay.
feel
9 and-
even sort of
Hot
good.
take. Hot take.
9-4.
what?
If we win 6 straight, we're 9-4.
Yeah, it'll be great. It's not happening.
Yeah,
Nothing
Matt.
about that is happening.
Matt, what is your prediction?
I agree. I think we can beat Utah State. I think we should beat
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Then
but-
do we get one more or no?
I said we would lose to Wyoming. I still think that happens.
Yeah.
Unless some miracle happens and some like deep soul searching and we, if you're
So-
talking crazy like getting Kellen Moore, I'll talk crazy and say we develop a crazy leader and somebody that can put this thing back on.
we're
the
down with crazy.
rails.
Anything can
They
happen.
need tomorrow in their meetings. They need to go. They need to decide on a quarterback. They do.
Yes. No, I
They
agree.
need to.
Pick
Either
a
one.
quarterback.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Oh, for the next 2 weeks, that's
For
all
the-
you're doing. Yeah.
And then you're the one.
Because that sends a message. We're making a decision.
Yes. You
We're
have to
locking
pick
it
one.
in. Final answer.
Here's
We've
my
got a
prediction.
plan.
Here's my prediction.
I said 3 and 2. That's totally optimistic.
3 and 2.
That's what I
Oh,
said.
yeah,
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 3 and
yeah,
2.
yeah. Okay.
That's,
okay.
I'm gonna say that. That's
If we lose to Wyoming by more than 2 touchdowns, this
Okay.
is my prediction.
0 and 5.
1 and 4.
Okay. Yep. I'm not gonna argue
With
it
a win
Because-
over
I'm
New
not gonna argue
Mexico.
it.
Sure.
have to be
The win at home. I'm just saying if we lose in devastating fashion in Wyoming, like if they come in and manhandle us, we're not winning. We're not winning anybody else. We're just not, because it falls apart. Like anything that's holding it together right now is gone.
Our one hope is that what Wyoming does really well, they're not like a air it out team, and neither is Air Force. So that gives us hope in those 2 games. And New Mexico's just bad. But I mean, Wyoming, if they're going to beat us, it's going to be ground and pound. It's going to be defense
Same
and
with
whatever.
Air Force too,
Same
right?
with Air
Yeah.
Force. So that gives us a chance, whereas Fresno's going to air it out and Utah State's going to air it out.
The less DBs we can have on the field,
But when we had 7, it was working.
Something was working, but they were trying to run against it. They were just being stupid, their offense. But we better wrap this up. So so I said 3-2. You're going 1-4. What are you saying we finish at? 2-3. Yeah.
If you're on YouTube, leave us a comment.
Please.
Are we idiots or not? Subscribe.
I still think what I said could happen.